What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. That's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, buddy?
Well, today we mix it up on you. We're a little bit early.
We are a little bit earlier than usual.
I played a game yesterday that I would love to talk about, but I'm going to have to wait for about 30 minutes to tell you all about it.
Oh, really? Really, eh? Huh, that's interesting. I was wondering how you're going to feel about that one. Yeah, I can't wait to hear more about that. But what you can hear more of is us every day, normally at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday over on twitch.tv/theofficial ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, before we even get started, we have a little contest going on right now. A little bit of a giveaway, some may call it. For this particular device, this is the Logitech G Cloud handheld system. Thanks to our friends over at Logitech for sending us this. We have two of these to give away. We're giving one right now away over on a YouTube channel. So look for that video over there. YouTube has it, ITG, where you can go there, Logitech giveaway, enter. The rules are over there. And then December 7th, Scott, is when we'll be announcing the winner.
That is exciting. I've struggled not to enter the race myself.
Well, you can't win nothing.
Look at that device.
Scott is disqualified just for being on the team. So that's how that works.
I thought so.
Absolutely. Yeah, dude, coming up on today's show, though, we got a good one. The Witcher Remake will be built from the ground up. What's that mean exactly? Well, we have some details on that. Starfield's director, Todd Howard, explains the advantages of not being on PlayStation 5. That is not a console war. I'm just saying, just giving you a heads up. And should Xbox overhaul the Xbox achievement system, Scott? That's a good one, dude. I cannot wait to get into that discussion because, yes, they should. I'm telling you right now.
I have mixed opinion on it.
I know you do, but I'm like, no, they definitely need to do this. Let's get into it. It is The Witcher Remake will be an open world. CD Projekt has confirmed. This is the original Witcher, not Witcher 3, which is already getting a remake and will be out on December 14th. This is the first original The Witcher game. This comes from Tom Ivan over at VGC. CD Projekt has confirmed that its upcoming The Witcher Remake will be an open world game. In a presentation last week or this week, the company described the recently announced project as a story-driven single-player open world RPG, a modern reimagining of 2007's The Witcher. Scott, did you ever play
how
it?
far back?
Yeah, dude.
No,
it goes way back.
I missed Witcher number 1. I came into Witcher number 2, but that was far after 3 had already been released. So
Gotcha.
I'm experiencing it all in a weird order there. But
Yeah.
I had so much curiosity because The Witcher 1 is, well, it's what catapulted the whole series into the limelight.
Well, it did, but it didn't, right? I think then you saw The Witcher 2 come out, and that had good reception. But dude, I think it's really, at least that's when I kind of caught on, was The Witcher 3. And I think a lot of people went, whoa, what is this? And that's where it changed everything.
I think this is very similar to Mass Effect. Number 1 came out, is a stellar hit, amazing, but a little rough around the edges. Yeah, hard to look at now with a modern perspective. You get into number 2, world renowned. That's where it's known as one of the best RPGs ever.
Yeah, for sure. No. While it's perhaps unsurprising that the game will follow the open world structure of the most recent series released, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, this was the first official confirmation. CD Projekt announced last month that a full-fledged remake of The Witcher had entered production. Scott, I don't think we're going to get this anytime soon. They are using, however, Unreal Engine 5. We did know that CD Projekt has transitioned over out of their own engine, right? Because they had, I don't even know what their own engine was called anymore. I can't remember. It was something red, I want to say. I think it was called, yeah, either way. But now
I think it was.
Yeah, and that's what they had. That's what they had when they were working on Cyberpunk. Ran into a couple of issues, obviously, at launch. Been able to fix that since, and has recently then switched over to Unreal Engine 5, which then allows them not to worry about any of them, any of the engineers working on their own engine, and just let them work with Epic. And if there's any problems, then you talk to Epic and see what they can do to work out with this, that, and the other, right? So,
it's a little more safeguarded than Cyberpunk was and ended up being.
Which is a good thing. I'm excited to see that in Unreal Engine 5. I think it's going to be astonishing, amazingly good, right? Like it's going to be
a 15-year upgrade too, where it's come from.
Yeah, And you never played the first one. I never played the first one. I wonder how many people have not played the first one that will be playing it for the first time. So when they announced this open world, I'm like, yeah, Witcher's open world. I guess the first one wasn't. I'm not sure because I haven't. So I said I came in late to the series, and I think a lot of us did. But it'd be nice to go back to where it all started. Assassin's Creed should do the same thing. Altair needs a remake. Just saying, Ubisoft. Yeah. Right?
Mirage has a little nod to that. I would not complain.
I'll be hunting for some Easter eggs, that's for sure. Dude, let's get into Starfield. Director explains the advantage of not developing for PS5. Some Cade over at comicbook.com, I believe is where that was from. Scott. Starfield director Todd Howard has explained the advantages of not having to develop for PlayStation 5. On the Lex Friedman
Twitter
podcast,
is not going to take this one.
But that's just Todd Howard talked at length about the studio's game, the industry at large, and more. One of the most interesting talking points was when he began to explain the advantages of not having to develop Starfield for PlayStation 5. It's already been confirmed numerous times that Starfield is exclusive to Xbox, and it seems like there's no plans to change that anytime soon. However, praised the PS5 and wanted... Howard praised the PS5 and wanted to make it clear that Bethesda did well on PlayStation, but had a stronger relationship with Xbox as a Microsoft-owned company had been there for Bethesda when it began making console games like Morrowind. Scott,
that's true, actually.
Right?
Xbox had to give them a little bit of a tech a secret, by the way. Did you know that Morrowind, way back, used to restart your Xbox?
What?
That's why the load screens are so long.
How'd that work?
It needed to purge whatever the short-term memory of it was, and that's how it achieved that.
Really? I had no idea.
I think that was one of the only games, one of the first games that did that.
Huh. Howard noted that the acquisition made it easier to focus on one console and PC rather than multiple consoles, but also noted that it allows for more resources. The prolific game director also revealed that Xbox itself has helped out on Starfield, with the platform holder's top engineers working to make the game look the best that it can be on the Xbox Series X and S. Scott, they're able to pull in resources, and we talk about this often. Like, really, we really do. How many platforms? Like, look at Ubisoft. Dude, you can play Valhalla on almost everything, right? Like, it's like here, it's there, it's all in this, it's that, it's on your fridge. It kind of reminds me,
except for Stadia.
Well, it was on Stadia. That's where no, Corey played it on PC. But yeah, no, it's there.
I don't think Valhalla is on Stadia. Or sorry, Stadia is not what I meant to say. I meant to say Nintendo Switch.
No, it's not on the Switch, and probably for
Stadia
good reason.
Lives on in my memory.
That's right. Rest in peace, Stadia. You will be missed, dude. I love that piece of tech, but either way, thanks, Logitech. We're now moving on. Just saying, Scott. But getting back to it, right? This allows Todd Howard and the team over at Bethesda to really just narrow in on one piece of tech, or as well as PC. Like, most games now are obviously they're built on PC and then ported over, but they don't have to worry about, okay, now we have to adjust it for the PlayStation. And we saw it when they struggled. Dude, they struggled immensely with PS3 when it came to Skyrim, because you had to close every door, every drawer, everything behind you, or it would just lock up your console because of the cell processor over there.
I forgot about that, actually. Yeah. That was an issue.
Dude, it was a huge issue.
Really reaching back into my memory for that one. I think I was on the other side of the fence waging the console war.
Oh, man, I can't. Well, yeah. Right? But it just allows them to not have to worry about this platform and then that platform and then this platform. They can just work on their own and just keep focused. And I think this kind of pays off when it comes to Sony and what they do so well when it comes to their exclusives, right? Like, let's look at Insomniac. They can focus on Spider-Man being on PS4 and PS5. You can look at Sony Santa Monica when it comes to God of War Ragnarok, focused on PS4, PS5. Horizon with Guerrilla is the same thing, right? They don't have to worry about, okay, now we got to make it work on Xbox, and then we need to make it work on the Switch. Now it has to go on PC. Now it has to go, like, PlayStation doesn't even branch to PC, dude. They go right PlayStation. That is it. And then a year and a half later, you'll get something that ports over to PC. Now, granted, Jim Ryan is starting to open up his eyes a little bit, I think, and starting to branch into the realm of PC, because it makes a lot of sense, because there's a lot of gamers over there. So I get why Microsoft is doing what they're doing, but I do like the fact that it allows Todd and his team to just kind of stay narrowly focused and not have to worry about making sure all these other platforms make the mix and not work. And you get, like, dude, remember, I'll never forget it. Ubisoft released Unity, and it came to PC, and all you got was the eyeballs, right? Like it was
the eyeballs floating. Yeah, that was super weird.
Yeah, so it's one of those.
I'm trying to consider what is a Bethesda game like Starfield going to look like with really leading edge graphics with the help of Xbox engineers and no bugginess based on one console. Maybe it's wishful thinking.
Oh, please. It has to, man. I'm excited. I'm actually excited for Starfield. Charm? Oh, well, that's not charm. That is jank. And that's not classified as a good thing. I never got
Everybody remembers their first funny Bethesda glitch. In my case, it was some weird toes being stretched up into the horizon. It is hard for me to explain further.
No, I think that says it all, Scott.
Dude, they're very easy to find.
Continuing on with Xbox, though, the new Xbox achievement system with PS4-like medals was pitched at a Microsoft hackathon. It's from Jez Corden over at Windows Central. November saw Microsoft's annual hackathon event, where groups of developers, designers, and innovators come together from across Microsoft to compete and innovate new potential products and services within and adjacent to the Microsoft ecosystem.
Oh, is it like Squid Games?
Okay, I haven't seen Split Games. You might have to catch me up on that one.
Battle Royale, basically. Last man standing.
Yeah, wins. Halo's getting it.
Well, they truly are the last man standing. Riddled with holes, but...
The winner of this year's hackathon was an app that helps you provide tech support to a loved one remotely. In view of all that all too familiar frustration one might experience while trying to help a less tech-savvy friend over the phone.
Yeah, sorry, Mom.
Oh, dude, I got a buddy of mine. His father-in-law is notorious. Dude, he can't even turn on his TV half the time. Like, it just doesn't function.
My brother downstairs, he gets a laptop and he goes, all right, how do I turn this on? All right, I'm leaving. I'm going to my friend's place. See you next month.
Microsoft Hackathon 2022 event saw more than 10,000 inventions compete for the grand prize, with more than 68,000 employees across the world taking part in Microsoft describes as the world's largest private hackathon. Isn't that interesting, Scott? I recently had the opportunity to check out some of the hackathon projects for myself, thanks to trusted sources, and a couple of Xbox-oriented projects certainly caught my eye. One project included a, quote, Windows handheld mode, end quote. What was that? Shell for Windows 11 that converts the interface into something more suitable for gaming on a Steam Deck-sized handheld PC. Dude, the biggest complaint I have when it comes to handheld is that the text shrinks so much that I can't read it. Dude, I'm only getting older and my eyes are getting weaker. So I'm just calling it out.
Yeah, it's just grabbing the corners and shrinking it down.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So, but I want to keep going because he has here. I want to talk about the achievement system because this is one of those. Although it's unclear who is behind the project, a team of designers and developers at Microsoft joined forces during this year's hackathon event to create a proof of concept for a so-called Xbox Achievement 3.0. This system would sit along the existing gamer score system, awarding players with PlayStation-like bronze, silver, and gold trophies for various per title and even system-level accomplishments. For example, the video shared with us anonymously over there at Windows Central. You have to go check that out. You can see a concept medal pop up for playing 300 titles on the Xbox Game Pass. Scott, you'd be in for that one, dude.
Do you have any idea how long those would take to ring in? Yeah, now, I'm tooting my own horn here, but we are at 250,000 gamer score.
Nicely done. Nicely done, Scott. Nicely done. I'm nowhere near that, and I don't plan on catching up anytime soon. So I'm just not an achievement hunter, but I do like
into the horizon.
I do like the PlayStation achievement or trophy system where it pops an actual trophy, and I feel rewarded differently on the achievement that I unlock for the trophy, whether it's bronze, like, which is really, really common, right? But then you do see Xbox as well have that rare achievement system pop up. But now that maybe they could kind of step it up a little bit.
Score separated. Like I get that same kind of relief when I get the 100 or 200, whatever's at the end of the game usually. Or in the case of Dishonored, beat the whole game without killing a single person.
Why would you do that?
When I saw that pop. Oh, that's my favorite way of playing it.
That's the wrong way to play it. You should take care of everybody.
Yeah.
Take them all out.
You play stealth games like a panther. So
yes, I do.
That's why. A little more assassin friendly.
There is nobody left alive, dude, when I'm done. Unless it's Hitman. Then that's just different. But
no witnesses.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man. Yeah, so I said back in the Splinter Cell. Having a great time over there.
Well, there is... I remember there used to be a counter somewhere on the Xbox dashboard. Now, I can't find it at this moment, but it would have completed games. So I think I had around 3 or 4 at the time I saw it.
Right.
Probably more like 6 or 7 nowadays, but when you complete, it would log that. But it's different than having a number next to your gamer score, I guess, for amount of platinum trophies.
Yeah, no, very cool. The presentation also showcased how each medal count would be displayed beneath your profile on Xbox.com and on consoles, giving players another way to showcase their accomplishments across various activities on Xbox Live. Dude, that's cool. I would definitely... I think Xbox is overdue to upgrade their achievement system. I think it's long overdue.
Yeah,
so
it
would
hasn't
be nice.
been changed in a very long time. And there was... there used to be a thing where you'd unlock achievements and that would give you backgrounds, would give you gamer pictures, that kind of thing. And it was a small just sprinkle of items, but that was something that was interesting.
Well, and now we just saw PlayStation release PlayStation Stars. Is that what it's called? Right? That's their new achievement system, which I still think to this day will switch somehow into NFTs. That's just me thinking a little further down the line, but I think they're prepping for it, and that's what they're doing right now, is looking to give you more incentive to be on the PlayStation platform, right? So as you unlock some of these stars, you can then actually cash them in for cosmetic skins, and eventually if you have enough of them, you can actually buy a game, which I hear is like an astronomical number that you have to achieve in order to get a game. So
I feel like you'd have to look at my score on Xbox, and that would be, at this point, over a decade in, I might have unlocked a game.
One game,
it's like going to Retro Planet.
Yeah, right.
I miss Retro Planet. Yeah, Xbox is more than welcome to pay my rent. If they choose to acknowledge my gamer score.
Yeah, I don't think that's
obvious devotion to the platform.
Dude, let's get back into this week's Final Fantasy 16 news as more keeps coming. Recently has been rated though in Brazil, so suggesting a release news could come soon. Scott, are you excited for Final Fantasy 16?
I am. It's one it's kind of faded into the background as time goes on, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Chris Scullion over at VGC has this to say: Final Fantasy 16 has received a rating in Brazil, suggesting we may soon get more information on its planned release. The Brazilian advisory rating system has determined that the game is, quote, not recommended for children under 16, end quote, due to sexual content, sensitive issues, and violence. Scott, does that surprise you about the sexual content?
A little bit, but not exactly. Yeah. I expect that to be quite mild.
Well, and that's just it. It is Final Fantasy after all. And what does the rating board look like over in Brazil too, that judge and kind of critique these situations, right? It could be just a bikini top, or like, it's not the Witcher level, like the bathtub scene or something. Like, you know what I mean? So
my only experience with Witcher, I'll never forget.
Dude, a lot of people
automatically go Unreal there. Engine 5. A lot of people loved that moment. I'm not trying to take away from it.
Yeah, so that's like, I don't think it's at that level. I think it's a little bit more subdued when it comes to Final Fantasy, at least in 16. But we'll see what happens.
I thought of it. I think, was it Final Fantasy 8 or 9? There's one where Cloud dresses in drag to get into a castle, and it gets a little uncomfortable though, because there are some characters that make that very strange. But I wonder if it's something like that, and especially in our Western Hemisphere, that would register as something of a sexual nature.
Nope, absolutely. But I don't imagine it to be over the top by any means when it comes to Final Fantasy 16. But I want to check it out too. It does have my interest. I am curious about that one.
Well, the detail probably not spent there, more likely spent on really photorealistic food.
That's I remember when they made Final Fantasy 10, that one of the developers said they literally took 2 weeks on a rock Like that's, I was like,
I think you've told that story before,
yeah,
actually, too. Yeah.
It's crazy to think of, right? 2 weeks on a rock. I'm like, man, I'd be bored stiff going, okay, can I move on to something else?
I think that's an artist. You'd feel like you're handcuffed, I think.
A little bit. Point. Yeah, there does reach a point where like, okay, I think I'm done. Time to move on. Dude,
it's like you being an artist. Do I get you to redesign my house? It's probably not so exciting.
No, not really. The game is supposed to release in sometime of the summer of 2023, so we're not that far away, Scott, by the sounds of things. Let's get into it.
I'm still getting used to 2022 coming to an end here.
Yeah, no kidding. Indiana Jones game is a definitive love letter to the franchise, teases producer. This is Cade over comicbook.com. Once again, the producer of the upcoming Indiana Jones game, Todd Howard, has a lot of high praise for what Machine Games has created. At the start of 2021, Bethesda Machine Games confirmed they are working on a new Indiana Jones game. Scott, are you excited for this?
Oh, I am. I super am. I don't think there's enough Indiana Jones material out there. And Machine Games is one of those that I believe they're the ones that produced New Wolfenstein.
Yes, they did.
A favorite in my books.
Yeah. Howard gushed about his love for Indiana Jones and stated doing this game has been on his bucket list. He pitched the game back in 2009 to LucasArts, but for various reasons never went anywhere. However, things changed when Disney acquired the franchise, and now it's coming into fruition. However, Howard described Machine Games as a perfect fit and noted they're doing an incredible job with the game, even stating it's a definitive love letter to Indiana Jones and everything with it. He also confirmed that it isn't one thing when asked if it leans more into being an action or adventure game, noting that it's the mashup of different things that creative teams have wanted to do in the game over the years. So it's not kind of narrowing in on one kind of genre, Scott. Like, what are you going to move to 2D, then back into 3D, and then action adventure? Like, how far do we go here?
I'm wondering if it's more like an Uncharted experience.
Yeah, let's go.
It takes moments to go to breaks to different kind of action.
Yeah, you think it's open world? Do you think it's like point A, point B, linear, or is it kind of in the realm of maybe what we saw with Tomb Raider, where it kind of gives you this open area, but really you can beeline it from point A to point B if you wanted to?
I'm thinking a short, like not short, but a smaller kind of Tomb Raider area. Mm-hmm. Or if it's like, I'm trying to remember the name. I think it was Deadfall, a game on 360, where it's each level is an open level, but they're much smaller in scale. But it worked out really well.
All right, now I gotta look it up. What is Deadfall, dude?
I think it was Deadfall. It really is just a
Deadfall Adventures. Oh man, it looks like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Oh, it's exactly like that.
They're like, yo, we love Indiana Jones. We're never gonna get the rights to use it. We're making our own version. Yeah. Dude Raider.
Oh man, the next one, I want these two to come together. Where's Relic Hunter, the game?
No, there you go. How old's that game now?
I'm not. That show is at least 20 years old.
Well, there. Think we'll ever get
Relic Hunter, starring Tia Carrera. Yeah, I can't believe you've forgotten.
Sorry. Moving on to.
Oh, it was right on. It was on right before Beastman.
Beastman. Okay, you're all over the place today. What else? What is that? Beastman. I'm all over this. Look, what is it? Oh, dude, I'm back in He-Man days. Beastman. Oh, I remember seeing that guy. Oh man! Then he
back when Kevin Sorbo was one of the leading actors on that channel.
And then you got Beauty and the Beast came up as well. Good job, Scott. We're all over it today, man.
But, if you could see my TV history.
You probably have quite the list for sure. But Indiana Jones definitely excited. I don't think we're gonna get it anytime soon. I think that's the most disappointing part. I think we're still 3 years out, Scott. I'm guessing, right? But I think we're probably about 3 years. Do you think Machine Games is the right developer for it?
I was thinking, what could Naughty Dog do?
Yeah, right? Absolutely. That's where I went too, right? They made, Uncharted. So how do you not, whatever. But Scott, we do have a couple games out today. What do we have, my friend?
We have Front Mission First, the remake on Switch. Gundam Evolution is on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, X, and S. And Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide is on PC. Xbox to come. Someday.
I know you're excited for that one. Scott, that'll wrap up today's show. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. As always, you can join us live at 11 a.m. Eastern over on Twitch as well as YouTube. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside thegame.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Until tomorrow, everyone, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.